Here we go. Is it recording? Yeah. I know. Alright guys. Electronics away please. Alright, we're going to talk about criticism today. Okay? Who can give me a definition of what criticism is? I'm asking you first. I want everybody to kind of give a definition.
I think what it is criticizing something.
Okay, what does criticize mean?
Like, I think you know what it means. So it's hard to explain what I'm saying in this sentence.
Okay.
Stop criticizing for what you did. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, what you're saying is kind of making sense. Joe, what would you say? If someone criticizes you, what are they doing?
Beating you up.
Beating you up? Okay. Well, are they beating you up physically?
No. Sometimes they beat you up with words.
So kind of.
Especially with girls.
Okay. So kind of coming at you with their words is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you agree with that, David?
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you'd like to add to it?
No.
Okay. It's kind of finding fault or making a critical judgment on somebody, right? So, I don't like the Iowa Hawkeyes, right? So I criticize Haroon for wearing an Iowa Hawkeye shirt. Like, how could you like that? I don't know, but you get my point, right? Okay? So what I want you guys to do, and we're going to do this through writing, so if you can get out, if you have paper, get your paper out, get a pen out. If you don't have the materials, I got a pen and paper.
I use a paper and a pen.
Same. But not, wait, you said pen, can it be pencil?
Pen and pencil, I don't know, that does not matter. You have pens, right? You would. I don't have three. Pass that down.
So we write it on my iPad?
No, I like to get on paper.
Well, my iPad's dead. Some idiot broke my charger. Did I tell you about that?
No, but I have a phone. Alright.
What is that?
And here is another pencil.
Thank you.
Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a question on the board, okay? I'm going to write the question on the board, and what I want you guys to do is write your answer down to the question. Pretty simple, right? After we get done with that, we're going to kind of go over the questions, and you're going to share what you kind of wrote down, right? And it's a safe place, so we can, you don't have to worry about being criticized by everybody else. Okay? Good morning, come on in, come join us. So what we're talking about tonight is criticism. Okay? So we're going to kind of go over what criticism is. Dale, what do we kind of decide criticism was?
Coming at somebody
with their words, right? Making a judgment on them, right? So it's kind of active finding fault, disapproving, or making a critical judgment on somebody. So what I'm going to do, Tamara, is I'm going to write questions on the board. I just need you guys to write an answer to each question, okay? So one, I want you to quickly think about a time you've been criticized, right? Now this could be at home, it could be in the classroom, it could be amongst your friends. If you play sports, it could be your coach criticizing you. It could be any situation that you want to use, okay? First question is, what was the situation? So, if I'm thinking of something in the classroom, right, I would put, this happened during class, right? This is just an example. So what I need everybody to do is write down the answer to number one. You should do it. Please. And thank you. Do a pencil in there. If not, you can share it with David. Just think about a time you were criticized. And like I said, it could be any time. It could be walking in the hallways, right? Why are you not close on time? It's a criticism in a way, right? You're not being punctual. Right? You deal with criticism every day. That's maybe David Cello. I'll leave it in a minute. Cool. great. How much you need to borrow a pen? Share it with somebody? Sorry, I don't have any more. Or do you have anything in there? No. Arun, can you share your pen with Joe so you can write down his answer, please? Arun. Arun. Oh, you're still writing. I didn't know. Can you share with him, please? So now, on the next question, right, we're going to be more specific, right? Where did the situation take place?
I typically don't work with that sort of thing.
So specific, like say, child practice, like where was it? Like be specific. It was a classroom, say that like during Mr. Wisniewski's class, or in English class, wherever it was, okay? Specific as we can be. Or there's a purpose, it's all guys. There is. Like when you're in drum practice, I'm sure you get something, right? Your drum coaches on you or something. You know what I mean? So that's a good way to kind of give an example. So be specific. Did you answer number 2? Could you share your pen with David? Please. I'll get it back, don't worry. So specifically, okay, so it happened during class, what class? That's the next question.
What?
Like, I'm just helping him answer the second question. Did you learn they come to your house? Okay. You don't play here? All right, next question. When did the situation take place?
This was some stupid act. Idiot broke my charger. I don't know, some light-skinned dude running down the hallway and knocks me off my feet.
We can talk about it. Hey, let's talk about it after class. We'll figure it out. Okay. Thank you. So when did the situation take place? So it could be yesterday, it could be last year, it could be 2 months ago. Kind of specific, right? So just to kind of keep going with examples. Thanks, Jeff. We don't need your comedic on the video. I appreciate it, though. I do. That's great. Almost not turn. Now, staff grab it, please. Well, remember, when we get done, you can have your time to do what you need to do, okay? All right. Did you answer number 3?
This is number 3?
Yeah, we got 1 question, 2 questions. This is 3. Sorry, I didn't label it like that. So when did the situation take place? Was it yesterday? Was it a month ago? Was it?
It was yesterday. First guess.
If you're done, sir, can you borrow your pen again? Thank you. Trying to find another one. I had some hidden.
Radios are going overseas right now, and start asking you, are showing your traffic here versus your
All right, next question. Number 4. Who was involved? questions you're going to have to deal with.
Where's the radio?
Mike, did you crumple yourself?
Yeah,
Why did you crumple yourself? Oh, you rolled it up. Can you answer the next question?
I did.
Who was involved?
There's nothing, nobody.
Oh, you and the coach, right? Because I saw you writing about basketball, so me and my coach. Or me and my
I
team.
already wrote that on there.
Like, were there other kids there when you were being criticized? Or was it just you one-on-one with the coach? Because I think there's a big difference between when you criticize in front of a whole group, or if it's kind of one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you feel embarrassed and whatever. So we're going to talk about that, though. Don't worry, one more question, then you're done writing, and then we're just going to kind of discuss it, okay?
What's that wet spot right there?
That's a good question, I don't know. Grab some paper towel, though, wipe it up with. Does that make you feel better? There you go. Who was involved? Me and my teacher.
What about question 5?
Question 5 is coming right now. I'm going to write it over here, so we're not a room. So like I was saying, we got what, where, when, who, what do you think the next questions you have to do?
Why?
Why or how, right? How did this make you feel? Or how did you feel in this situation? Kind of the same thing, right? It made me feel angry / embarrassed. Right? Sharon, Joel, bud.
I did.
Last question, then we're done writing.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I said anything.
Gotcha. All right, everybody done?
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of things to think about, right? First, I guess, who'd like to share an experience or a time that they were criticized? Who wants to share? I can pick somebody if you guys would like me to.
Pass.
Joe. I'm going to go with you. Name a time that you kind of felt like you were criticized. So what was the situation? You've never been criticized? Never. You take drum lessons, right? Your coach never said, oh, you're missing the beat, you're off. Or when you're marching, hey, make sure you're standing up straight. You never got
I
it.
want to say that, but
Okay, that's a criticism, right? You're not standing up straight enough, right? You're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. That's a criticism.
or they yell at other people.
Yell at other people too, okay? So this all kind of took place during marching band, ice reps, right? And this has been kind of, you've been doing this for how long with ice reps? Would you say?
2 years.
2 years, okay? So it was about, it was you, your instructor, right? And then were other kids involved, or was it just you and the instructor one-on-one?
There's one people.
It was like you and the whole group, is what you're saying, right? Were you ever singled out saying, hey, Joe, you got to do this? Never? Okay. How did you feel when you're kind of being corrected by your instructor?
Maybe ask them to be
So it's the same thing over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes when you hear the same thing over and over, are you looking up your answers on the phone, Deb?
No.
Let's put it away.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, I got messed up.
Well, since you're so eager to kind of look stuff up, why don't you share your example of the time you were? What was the situation that
Well, yesterday I got criticized by Mr. John.
Mr. Chai, okay, so this happened during science class, right?
Yeah.
Was it just you and him, or was it you, him, and the entire class? What was
So
it?
the entire class was staring.
Okay. Kind of what happened? Explain the situation.
Alright. So, I walked into his classroom.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Dale, you're going to need your iPad today.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, my iPad's dead.
Mhm.
He said, didn't you bring your charger? And I said, my charger has a problem because someone broke it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, well, no, you can use my charger.
Mm-hmm.
So I used his.
Okay.
So about 30 minutes later, he stormed to his desk,
Mhm.
looking for it.
Okay.
Next thing you know, he finds my iPad plugged up with his charger on his desk.
Uh-huh.
He says, Dale, why'd you take my iPad off your charger? And I said, you said I could use it. He's like, Dale? I was like, you said I could use it.
Mm-hmm.
Asking me these other kids, you said I could use it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even bother to ask. He said,
You just,
first of all, don't take things off my desk. That's plain disrespectful.
okay.
Later on,
Uh-huh.
he remembered.
Did he apologize?
Yeah, he apologized to me
Okay.
after school.
So when this was all going on, how did you feel?
Well, I was irritated, confused, and annoyed.
Okay. And did
Because he
you,
kept on going on about it the entire class.
okay. And did it embarrass you, you said?
No, I didn't embarrass me.
No.
Because it just did.
Okay.
Even the other kids heard him say it. Because it was like up near the chalkboard. He was like, all right, well, class, what we're going to be starting on today. And then I stopped him.
Mm-hmm.
Then he began talking to me.
Okay. So, another thing to think about, right? Obviously, all of you don't want to share it, and I respect it, okay? Last chance to share if you would like to. Anybody else want to share that time they felt criticized? So, when you were thinking about it, right, what did those old feelings kind of come back, like where you were angry or upset or, embarrassed about it when you were thinking about it? None of you? No? Tamara, what about you? Hmm?
Yeah.
They did? Okay. Did you kind of find that somebody else had a similar situation to you? Not identical, but like coach to coach, or... Hmm? No, I'm asking, did you guys have similar situations, like when...
Yeah,
No, I mean, like-
last year.
Yeah, okay.
Football practice last year.
Do you think just because someone criticizes you, does that mean that you're not good at whatever you're doing?
No.
No? What do you guys mean by that? Why no right away?
I think when people criticize me, I think that they have their own personal reasons.
Okay. What about you, Joe? You said no right away, too. Is your coach criticizing you because you're not good? Or is he criticizing you because he wants to make you better? To make you better. Who's ever heard of the term constructive criticism? Never heard of constructive criticism? There's sometimes when you're criticized, for something bad, it makes you kind of feel really bad about yourself, right? But sometimes when you're getting constructive criticism, a lot of times it's coaching or teachers are giving you criticism because they want to make you better at something. Guys get what I'm saying with that? Yeah? How about you, Hurry? I mean, you're an athlete, right? So you have your coaches kind of on you sometimes, right? And do you think they're doing it because they don't like you and they're trying to single you out and embarrass you, or are they trying to make you better? Hmm? That's a problem. You gotta kind of know if it's singling you out, if they're just trying to make you better. I mean, someone's criticizing you, like, you're always late to something, right? Oh, you're always late, why don't you get here on time, right? That's criticism, right? Are they doing that as a personal attack on you? Or are they doing it because, hey, they want you there on time because they want you to be better? It's hard to not take those things personally. So what you gotta do, and the whole purpose of what we're doing here, Dale, is you get criticism a lot from teachers, adults, and things like that, right? And it's hard to not take it personally. It's like, why are they coming after me? Why me? That kid's doing it too. How many times I hear someone gets sent to me because they're not following teachers' expectations of staying off their iPad, right? So they get sent to me, right? And they're like, well, he was doing it, this kid was doing it, this kid was doing it, right? And you take that personally, so then you kind of lose the whole message of what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you focused to do what you need to do. Everybody kind of understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you guys feel like you guys ever criticize other people?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I criticized plenty of people before.
How many times do you say, I don't like this teacher? Oh, that teacher's boring.
A whole bunch.
Yeah, right? But that's a criticism, right? You ever try to have a conversation with your teacher about it and offer them constructive criticism? Right? But you say that to that teacher every day. Oh, I don't like your class. You're boring. You're mean. Whatever, right? That's a criticism to the teacher. Right?
Yeah.
So, most of us I've criticized people. I mean, I guess I do it on a daily basis, but I try to do it constructively, right? So, anyways. So I guess, like, what to think about when you're kind of doing this. You got to realize that, criticism is natural. It's unavoidable. It's always going to happen, right? But that if you don't reflect on it, then it's not good. I don't understand what you guys are doing right now. There's a class going on. You don't just walk in. Just so you know, there's stuff going on right now.
All right, cuz I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna go back to your word. What you doing?
Thanks, guys.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. You're right. You're good. Criticism is natural. It's unavoidable, right? It's what you take from that criticism, right? If you get angry, you get pissed off, and say, why do they keep coming at me? Why do they keep coming at me? Then you're going to kind of be negative towards that criticism. If you take that and kind of self-reflect, think, what can I do to be better? What can I do? How can I use this to make me a better person? Or how can I use this to handle the situation better next time?
What if they got you nervous?
The teacher?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like they keep talking to you over and over.
Kind of, they're saying the same thing over and over and over and over again, right? Communication. I mean, I'll ask them to give you suggestions like, how can I make it better? I'm trying to do it on my own, right? And obviously what I'm doing is not working. So what do you suggest that would help me make it better? That's a great question, actually, though, Joe. Because a lot of times you get the same thing from the same teacher over and over and over again, right? That's frustrating. And eventually you kind of shut down and you stop listening to them, right? But they might be making a good point, so if you kind of ask them like, hey, why do you keep saying this? Like, what can I do to make it better? Does anybody else have anything else they want to add?
I think we're good.
Okay, I do too. All right, thanks guys.